Hi, Pat here. I've just watched a three-part series of videos by Harry Reasoner on entitled Giddy Up. He's talking about a situation where he was at a public school office and he witnessed an old man giving out Gideons Bibles to young children. And he felt that it was without permission of the children's parents, and he took exception to the fact that the secretary there was quite happy for this old man to distribute the Gideon's Bibles. So take a look at Harry's videos and it'll explain what he did with this information, how he spoke to the headmaster and so on. And I want to say that I agree with some of his points. There's absolutely no way that I would accept my child being introduced to literature of any kind, political, religious or otherwise, without my knowledge and consent. But as Harry explains, the headmaster alleges that it's a well-known situation there. And in fact, here in Australia, going back, to my school days, I got handed a Gideon's Bible too. So they've been around for quite a while. Now, I believe they're a Protestant organisation, and I'm definitely not a Protestant. But I personally had no problems with accepting a Protestant version of the Bible, and neither did my father, even though he wasn't personally contacted to ask if I could have one. I sort of think it would be just as similar to the rest of the publications that children are exposed to at school. I mean, I can honestly say that I wouldn't know of every single learning aid or publication that my child comes into contact with. They certainly don't. Teachers certainly don't write me in or ask my permission for every little thing that they do. So if you put the shoe on the other foot, you made some good points earlier. You talked about, you said to the headmaster, what about if it was a Muslim book or a Satanist book or a Wiccan book or whatever? And very good points. But by the same token, what you're talking about is respecting individuals' rights of freedom of choice of belief. And I believe that you're supporting that idea. And so you wouldn't want your child to be subjected to something or to a belief that was not in harmony with what you wanted to educate your child in. So I take your point and I accept it. But to put the shoe on the other foot, most religious people, most theists, object to the teaching of evolution. And I can remember back in my school days, the idea of evolution wasn't taught as a theory. It was never taught as a theory. It was taught as a fact. I remember going to an excursion and seeing miniature horses. There was this place where we went and saw miniature horses, and we stood by the teacher and we were taking notes as the instructor there told us how these horses evolved after so many millions of years from a smaller, different type of creature, etc., etc. And it wasn't put forward as a theory, it wasn't put forward as a hypothesis, it was just put forward as if it were fact. So that's what theists have to deal with in the school system. And it's really no different to someone coming into the office and distributing literature to children unauthorised. If we don't approve of a certain belief system being imposed on our children, that's not really fair, is it? Is this a different standard? or is it, you know, one standard for one and one for the other? That's what I would like to know. Anyway, Earl, I would like to hear your response on that, or anyone else who wants to respond. Thanks for listening.